Hello, people. Welcome to Underneath the Hat podcast. I am your host, Cherie Simmons. So I am back for week 5. As you can tell, I'm feeling bad. I'm singing everything like Kenya Moore on and Drew Sidora on Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is my week 5 hysterectomy recovery report. This week has been interesting. So, for those of you that are just joining, welcome. I've been sharing for the last 5 weeks my hysterectomy recovery, just to shed light on what's been happening to me. I'm almost 39, had a hysterectomy due to multiple fibroids and other issues that you can read about in my book. It's That Size for a Reason, My Journey Through Infertility. So go ahead to Amazon, check it out. You can also find my other book, Underneath the Hat, wherever books are sold. Just type my name in, Cherie Simmons, and both books will pop up. But I decided to share my journey, because with this page, this YouTube podcast, I am very transparent about things that happen. I've had guests on that have shared their stories about different hurts, from church hurt to family hurt. And so I want people to be able to tell their truth. And I don't believe in hearing other people's business and not telling mine. So I decided to be transparent and share my story. Over these years, I have met several women that I did not even know had fertility issues, from family members to co-workers, and some just aren't ready to share their story. And God told me, I gave you these tests for a reason. It's not for you. It's for you to help other people. So that's what this podcast is for myself and others to be able to have a platform where they can share their truth. And I believe that one person's testimony is another person's breakthrough. Someone has been helped in something that I've shared on this podcast during this recovery week with all of the guests that I've had, which you can check out on the previous videos. But just by being transparent and open to share our stories, someone has been helped. And someone out there realizes that they're not alone. I've been in a place where I felt like I was by myself. And it's a lonely feeling. It will cause you to think some things and want to do some things when you feel like you are by yourself. So I wanted to make sure, Lord, these Michael Jackson curls, sure. Sorry. I wanted to make sure that people did not feel like they were alone. So this 5th week happened to fall during the week of Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of those moms out there. It was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Probably because God had my mind focused on other foolery, that I didn't really get to focus on the fact that it was Mother's Day and I would never biologically be a mother. So it really didn't affect me the way that it would have. My goddaughter, who has some of the same issues that I've had, reached out to me and told me Happy Mother's Day and asked me, did it affect me the way that it was affecting her? So it was good that I was able to be there for her and help her through what she was feeling. But no, it didn't affect me as much as it probably would have if my mind wasn't focused on something else. But this week has been okay. I was able to travel to Miami to see my godfather, who retired after 31 years in the accounting field. And I got to spend 3 or 4 days down there with him. And so that took my mind off of everything that's going on. I did notice going through the airport and walking that my body feels better. But I'm just glad that I didn't have to worry about hotel accommodations and renting a car. I was able to be chauffeured around by him. And then at one point, he allowed for me to take his truck and go to the mall. So I was able to walk around the whole mall and come on back to the house. So I can feel that I am improving, because there was one point in time where I couldn't even walk to the kitchen without being winded. And I'm trying to remember. I know I took my binder with me, but I don't think I wore my binder. No, I didn't. I did not wear my binder when I went to the mall. So that was good. So for me to be able to walk around this mall, and it's similar to Gurney Mills. If you've ever been to the Gurney Mills Mall, it's one of those where it's different sections, but then they all kind of circle back around. So yeah, it reminded me of Gurney Mills Mall. So I was able to, not as big, but a form of that, maybe half of that. So I was able to walk around. I'm the type of shopper, I don't go in every store. I know what stores I like, and those are the stores I look for, and that's where I went. So I think I stopped. I stopped one time in the mall to buy me some watches from Guess. And then I didn't stop again until I went to the Coach store. And then I went and stopped and got me some lunch at Grand Lux. And then I came back to my godfather's house. So yeah, I did almost 7,000 steps. 7,000 steps without my binder. So that makes me feel good to know that I was able to do regular activities without being winded or being in pain. I wasn't hurting during the walk or after. I was able to drive. So definitely moving in the right direction. I said that I was going to start back to my walking. So now that I know I've done 7,000 steps, I can increase the amount of walking that I said I was going to start off doing, so I can ultimately get back to doing my 2 and 3 miles a day. So I'm going to start that next week, because I just don't feel like it this week. One thing that is still happening is this pain in my leg. If it's like restless leg syndrome. So we've all had those moments where we've been sitting somewhere for too long and our leg gets sleepy and it gets numb. And so that's what I've been feeling since my surgery. And I don't know if you recall from a previous video, I informed the doctor at my post-op on the 22nd of April. And she said it was due to the nerves being disrupted during the surgery that were connected to my leg, and it should pass. Well, it hasn't. I've still had to sleep with my leg propped up at night. I have to sleep on my left side to apply pressure to the leg in order for it not to hurt throughout the night. Even when I'm sitting reclined up in my chair just watching TV, I have to keep rotating my leg, just my left leg, in order to get some relaxation. If I sit too long and walk, I can feel it. So I just spoke to my doctor because it's time for me to fill out my return to work papers. I'm scheduled to go back June 3rd. So I just informed the doctor today before I started the video to let her know that I'm still feeling it. So I'm willing to go back to work, but I need modifications. And so I told her what I did for a living. I would have to probably go back into the building because I don't know if I'll be able to get my same accommodations for my hypertension like I had prior to the surgery. So if I can just continue to work remotely, that'll be good, because I know I would have to get up and walk for those 7-8 hours that I'm there. I know I would have to walk the stairs. There is no elevator. So I gave her all of that information. So I don't need to extend my leave, but I definitely need some modifications, because this doesn't seem like it's going away anytime soon. Even when I was in Miami, I got a massage, and I figured maybe they could work some of the kinks out. No go. So I don't know, but I informed the doctor, so I'm waiting to hear back from them to see what the next step can be as far as this paperwork. She said they have released me to my primary care provider, so she's checking to see if I will have to come back in to see this doctor, or if I can get the paperwork filled out by my primary care provider, which I have an appointment with her on Monday, with her and my cardiologist. So I'm going to take a copy of the return to work forms to both of them, and they can fill it out, and I'll send both of them in and see what happens. But I'm ready to go back. Well, not really. I'm willing to go back for these last 2.5 weeks of school that will be left by the time I get there. So yeah. But yeah, I haven't had a menstrual cycle. I was scheduled. Let me check, because I always use my it's called a period tracker app for anyone who is looking for an app to help them with that. It's called Period Tracker. And it says I'm 14 days late. So I was scheduled to have my menstrual 14 days ago. No menstrual, no spotting, no bleeding, no nothing. So the parts that they took out are actually doing their job. Well, I will no longer have a period. What else have I noticed? I can notice I've lost weight. I can see it in my shape, and I'm loving that part. So once I get started with eating appropriately, and I'm gonna go back on I'm not gonna do the 40-day fast that my church did at the beginning of the year, but I'm definitely gonna follow the food restrictions. So starting Monday, no fried food, no sugar, no pop. Which is good, because I don't really do pop anyway. But fried food is my weakness. So no fried food, no sugar, no pop. It's supposed to be no bread too, but look at him. I at least need a sandwich or something. And I don't eat bread like that anywhere unless I'm at a restaurant. So yeah, I'm gonna do no fried food, no sugar, no pop. And I did it for 40 days at the beginning of the year, and I lost like 11 pounds. Yeah, I lost a couple pounds and inches. So I'm gonna do that up until my birthday trip in July to Cancun, and just work on getting my digestive system back in order, and getting this weight off. I'm gonna start walking again. I'm not allowed to do any ab work until after 8 weeks. But I'm gonna do my weights as I walk, and try to get up to at least 2 miles every day. I'll walk 3 times a day. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll walk with my weights, and try to stick to this no fried food, no sugar, no pop. So I'll start that on the 17th once I go in for my 2 appointments, and see how that goes. I'll do that up until my birthday trip, which is July 8th. And so, yeah, a good month and some days. But today I have to go in for, it's just stuff all over the place. Go take care of yourself, people. Okay. If your body is telling you something is not feeling good, go see about it, please. Because I told you in the last episode, I found out I have sleep apnea. So I have to wear CPAP when I sleep. So tonight I have to go in for a sleep study. I went Tuesday, I had a COVID test because you have to sleep at their facility. So my COVID test was negative. Praise Jehovah. Because I've been moving around. I've been around a lot of people, Lord, and it's negative. Thank you. So I have to go in tonight at 8:30 and do my sleep study and practice sleeping with the CPAP. Lord. They said the one way to get off of the CPAP is to lose weight. So this is a double reason for me to get myself together. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do to take care of myself. Because in the last episode, I told you they said I had stopped breathing 19 times during my last sleep study. Well, I would stop breathing for more than 10 seconds because my tongue was blocking my airway. I don't know if it was because of the way I was sleeping, because I was on my back, because of all of the cords and things that were connected to me. It was in my head, it was on my face, it was on my chest and my back and my legs. So I normally don't sleep on my back. I sleep on my side. So I'm wondering if my tongue blocking my airway because I was sleeping on my back and couldn't get comfortable with these cords. But I'm definitely gonna sleep on my side tonight because I need to know if I really even need the sleep apnea, this CPAP. But yeah. But I'm gonna ask them to look back at their records and see, was I sleeping on my back the entire time? Because that could have something to do with it. I normally don't sleep on my back. Now I do know I snore. They said it was a soft snore during my first sleep study. But yeah, I'm gonna try a different position because anybody got time for that? And I'm gonna bring my pillow to prop up my leg so I'll be able to sleep comfortably. So I'm not gonna have no choice but to sleep on my side because that's the only way I can sleep comfortably with my leg situation because of these nerves in my left leg, left thigh. So I will come back next week and let you know how the sleep study went, let you know how my first week of walking and my 2 doctor's appointments went with my primary care provider and the cardiologist because I still was diagnosed with hypertension, which is how I was able to get accommodations for working remotely the first time due to my blood pressure. So I will definitely keep you posted in week 6. But again, thank you all for checking in on me, calling me, sending me things, praying with me, being there for me. I truly appreciate it. I feel the prayers. Because these 5 weeks could have been a lot harder than they have been. So I know it's because it's people out there that care and that are sending up special prayers in my favor. So I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you don't get to catch the video, but you still want to hear what I have to say, you can check me out on all podcast outlets. So you can listen to me in your car. So Anchor, Overcast, Spotify, Google, Breaker, Pocket Cast, any of those will have Underneath the Hat available at your disposal. Again, don't forget, looking for a good read, check out my 2 books. It's That Size for a Reason, My Journey Through Infertility, and Underneath the Hat, based on a true story. My story. So go to Amazon or wherever books are sold and you'll find these 2 books. Just type in my name, Lord Jesus. Just type it. Type in my name, Sharice Simmons, and both of them will come up. Again, I want to thank you so much for being here these last 5 weeks and being with me on my journey. This has been a rough couple of weeks, but I'm here for a reason. So I'm going to keep sharing my testimony so that it can be a breakthrough for someone else. And like I always say, make sure you remember to take care of yourself underneath the hat. I will see you next week.